While modern cars become disposable smartphones with an expiration date, there exists an iron elite that refuses to die. In 2026, true freedom is not a screen. It is a mechanical system that does not depend on algorithms or fragile sensors. These 13 survivors were forged with analog over-engineering to humble time and oblivion. They are not museum pieces. They are war machines designed to last 1 century. Forget the plastic. Today, we celebrate the triumph of eternal steel. We begin... Number 13, Chevrolet Chevelle SS 1970. If one had to choose a single vehicle to represent the contained fury and glory of American muscle, the Chevrolet Chevelle Super Sport of 1970 would be the undisputed candidate. This is not a car that seeks subtlety. It is a declaration of war against mediocrity and fragility. Manufactured at the height of the horsepower war, the Chevelle SS personifies the philosophy of oversized construction. Its perimeter frame chassis is such a massive steel structure that it provides an almost indestructible base for one of history's most legendary engines, the Big Block 454. This engine was not designed to be fuel efficient, it was designed to move mountains. With a cast iron block that seems to be taken from a locomotive foundry, the 454 delivers such immense torque that it is capable of deforming the asphalt under its tires. What makes this vehicle survive its owners in 2026 is the radical simplicity of its powertrain. There are no computers managing the air-fuel mixture, only a 4-barrel carburetor that responds directly to the pressure of your right foot. The turbo-hydromatic 400 transmission, often coupled to these engines, is known in the mechanical world as one of the most robust automatic transmissions ever manufactured, capable of withstanding levels of abuse that would destroy any modern dual-clutch transmission. The Chevelle of 1970 is a machine of metal and strength that, with basic maintenance, can operate for centuries. Its value in the current market not only responds to its imposing aesthetic, but to the certainty that it is a piece of engineering that does not know obsolescence. It is the asphalt giant that refuses to age, reminding us that true power does not need wires, only steel and determination. Number 12, Volkswagen Beetle Type 1. At the opposite end of the American muscle spectrum, but sharing the same DNA of immortality, is the Volkswagen Type 1, known worldwide as the Beetle. This machine is living proof that mechanical simplicity is the best life insurance for a technical object. Originally designed to be the people's car, its longevity lies in an architecture that completely eliminates the most common failure points in the automotive industry. The Beetle has no radiator, no water pump, nor cooling hoses that can burst at the least opportune moment. Its 4-cylinder air-cooled opposed engine is a masterpiece of design economy. By using ambient air to dissipate heat, Volkswagen engineers created a power plant that can operate in the hottest deserts or the coldest steppes with the same effectiveness. The engine block, made of a magnesium and aluminum alloy, is light but incredibly resistant to fatigue. What makes the Beetle a global phenomenon in 2026 is its total repairability. It is a car that can be almost completely disassembled with a basic set of wrenches and a screwdriver. Its design is so logical that it allows even someone with minimal mechanical knowledge to keep it running indefinitely. The central platform chassis is a sealed structure that protects vital components from corrosion in a way that few modern cars can match. Number 11, Porsche 911 Air Oil. German precision reaches its peak expression in the Porsche 911, specifically in the air and oil-cooled generations that culminated with the 933 model. For many purists and engineering experts, these are the best automobiles ever built, period. The reason is not only their track performance, but Porsche's almost pathological obsession with build quality. Every component of a classic 911 is manufactured with aerospace-grade materials and adjusted with tolerances that would make a Swiss watch manufacturer pale. The 6-cylinder boxer engine is a marvel of thermal engineering. By using large quantities of oil as the main cooling agent in addition to airflow, Porsche managed to create a high-performance engine that can withstand hours of aggressive driving without degrading. The robustness of these engines is such that it is not strange to see units with 400,000 kilometers that still retain the original compression in their cylinders. The dry sump lubrication system ensures that, even in the tightest corners, the engine receives a constant flow of oil, eliminating the risk of premature wear. The 911 body is another example of planned longevity. From the mid-70s, Porsche was one of the first manufacturers to use fully galvanized steel in its bodies, which gives these vehicles a rust resistance that is legendary. In 2026, driving a 911 Carrera from the analog era is an unparalleled experience of technical purity. There is no touchscreen to distract you, only the sound of the cooling fan and the telepathic response of a steering that communicates every imperfection of the road to you. It is an investment in precision engineering that does not expire, a machine designed to be enjoyed by multiple generations of drivers who value excellence above fashion. Number 10. Plymouth Barracuda 1971. Closing this block of giants, we find one of the rarest and most desired pieces of automotive collecting, the Plymouth Barracuda of 1971. If the Chevelle was brute force, the Barracuda is the sophistication of power. Based on Chrysler's E platform, this vehicle was built at a time when the brand spared no resources to demonstrate its technical superiority. What makes the Barracuda, especially in its versions equipped with the 426 cubic inch Hemi engine, a legend of durability, is the massive nature of its internal components. The Hemi engine, with its hemispherical combustion chambers, is not only an icon of power but a prodigy of mechanical resistance. Originally designed for competition, this engine has a thick-walled iron block and a forged steel crankshaft that can withstand internal pressures that would destroy modern aluminum engines in a matter of seconds. Chrysler's torsion bar front suspension system is another key element. It is an extremely robust design that offers superior durability to traditional coil springs, especially when it comes to handling the weight of a big block engine. The Barracuda of 1971, with its distinctive fender grills and aggressive stance, is a machine that defies the passage of time both aesthetically and mechanically. Due to its low production and the quality of the materials used in its manufacture, these cars have gone from being simple means of transportation to high-security financial assets. But beyond its monetary value, the Barracuda represents the pinnacle of an era when American steel was the undisputed king. In 2026, seeing a Barracuda roll down the road is a reminder that when built without fear of excess and with absolute respect for the integrity of metal, the result is a legend that will never stop roaring. Number 9. Datsun 240Z. In the late 60s, the American automotive industry looked with some skepticism at Japanese imports, considering them economical vehicles but lacking soul or resistance. All that changed radically with the arrival of the Datsun 240Z. This vehicle was not only a sales success, but became the samurai that taught an entire continent a fundamental lesson about durability. The genius of the 240Z lies in its L-Series engine, a 6-cylinder inline that is for many experts one of the most resistant blocks ever designed. Partially inspired by Mercedes-Benz designs of the time, this engine features an aluminum cylinder head and a cast iron block that is virtually indestructible. Its chain-driven valve train system instead of a belt eliminates one of the most critical failure points of sports engines. In 2026, enthusiasts are still amazed by the ease with which these engines come back to life after years of abandonment. The simplicity of its twin Hitachi carburetors allows for fine-tuning that rewards the owner with mechanical reliability that modern cars cannot replicate. Furthermore, the Datsun's monocoque chassis was designed with structural rigidity that allowed it to absorb the irregularities of the most demanding roads without deforming. This car not only offered the performance of an expensive European sports car, but did so with the promise that with a regular oil change and minimal attention, it would continue to run for half a century. The 240Z is proof that Japanese precision is not just a matter of efficiency, but a philosophy of technical survival that keeps it as an asphalt giant to this day. Number 8. Jeep CJ5. If there is a vehicle that personifies the idea that human will can overcome any mechanical obstacle, that is the Jeep CJ5. A direct heir to the military lineage that helped win wars, the CJ5 is the ultimate warrior that repairs itself with a wrench and determination. Its architecture is a manifesto of extreme resistance, a solid steel ladder frame chassis that serves as the base for an open body, designed to be functional in the most hostile conditions on the planet. Under the hood, simplicity reaches artistic levels. The engines used in the CJ5, such as the legendary F-head Hurricane or later the 6-cylinder AMC engines, are power plants designed to operate with low-quality fuels and in environments where professional maintenance is non-existent. The 3- or 4-speed manual transmission and the dual-range transfer case are solid iron pieces that can withstand the torque needed to climb almost vertical slopes without complaining. What makes the Jeep CJ5 immortal in 2026 is its modular design. Every piece is accessible, every screw has a clear purpose, and there is not a single gram of unnecessary electronics that could leave you stranded in the middle of nowhere. It is a vehicle that understands that true freedom is not having a satellite navigation system, but knowing that you can fix any inconvenience with the tools you carry under the seat. The CJ5 does not fear the passage of time or rust. It is a machine that feels more comfortable in mud and rock than in a collector's garage, demonstrating that robustness is the purest form of sophistication. German engineering of the 80s achieved a perfect balance point with the BMW 3 Series, specifically the model known as the E30. This vehicle is the sports sedan that refuses to die, and its reputation is cemented in a manufacturing quality that today seems like a distant dream. Unlike current models where plastic and electronics dominate the engine compartment, the E30 is a sanctuary of metal and logical design. The M20 and M40 series engines are famous for their ability to cover hundreds of thousands of kilometers without requiring a major rebuild. The secret to their longevity lies in the quality of the alloys used in the block and cylinder head, as well as an oversized cooling system that prevents overheating failures. The interior of the E30 is an example of ergonomics and durability. The dashboard and seat materials were selected to withstand decades of exposure to the sun in daily use without cracking or losing their shape. But what truly defines the E30 in 2026 is its analog driving dynamics. The connection between the driver, the steering wheel, and the asphalt is direct, without digital filters that distort the experience. Its chassis is so balanced and its suspension components so robust that even after 40 years, these cars remain the preferred base for restoration and competition projects. The BMW E30 is not just a luxury car from the past, it is a precision tool that was built with the intention of being the last sedan its owner would ever need to buy. Its survival is a testament to an era when the Munich brand took the motto of building the ultimate driving machine very seriously. Number 7. BMW E30. Number 6. Dodge Charger RT 1969. When we talk about presence, power, and a capacity for survival that borders on the supernatural, the Dodge Charger RT from 1969 occupies a privileged place. This is the demon of Detroit, a mass of steel that seems to have been forged in the very fires of the underworld to survive any chase. The Charger is not just a pretty face in popular culture, it is a marvel of brute force engineering. Its unibody structure was one of the most advanced of its time, providing a rigidity that allowed the car to handle the devastating power of its V8 engines without twisting. The 440 Magnum engine or the mythical 426 Hemi are the hearts that give life to this beast. These engines are not delicate. They are cast iron blocks with reinforced internal components to withstand extreme compression and heat levels. In 2026, the Charger RT remains a symbol of resistance because it was built with an immense safety margin. Every axle, every bearing, and every gear of the Torque Flight transmission was designed to be abused on the quarter-mile tracks and still be functional the next day for commuting. Its aerodynamic design with that hidden grille and the Coke bottle lines is not only iconic but helps stabilize this almost 2-ton tank at high speeds. The 1969 Charger is not driven, it is dominated. It is a machine that demands respect and rewards its owner with a mechanical loyalty that few modern cars can match. It is the giant that survives fads, fuel crises, and paradigm shifts, remaining the absolute king of the road. Number 5. Pontiac GT 1964. We arrive at the origin of everything, the point where automotive culture changed forever. The Pontiac GT from 1964. Unanimously recognized as the father of muscle cars, the GT not only invented a segment, but established the rules of what a high-performance car should be to last eternally. The formula was simple but brilliant. Take a mid-size chassis and put the largest and most powerful engine they had available into it. The result was a vehicle with a power-to-weight ratio that defied the logic of the time. The 389 engine with the tri-power option, which included 3 two-barrel carburetors, became the gold standard of American power. The durability of the GTO lies in the fact that all its powertrain components were taken from much heavier industrial use vehicles, meaning that in a lighter car like the Le Mans, these components work with minimal stress. The rear differential and axles were designed to move cargo trucks, making them virtually unbreakable in street use. In 2026, owning a 1964 GTO is owning a piece of history that still runs with the same urgency as the day it rolled off the assembly line. There is nothing fragile about this car. From the solid metal door handles to the dashboard switches, everything feels like it was built to last a millennium. The GTO reminds us that innovation does not always require new technologies, but rather the courage to apply existing force in a revolutionary way. It is the progenitor of a lineage of asphalt warriors who decades later remain the ideal of mechanical perfection and passion for pure driving. Number 4. Land Rover Series 2A. The Land Rover Series 2A represents the peak of British resilience in conditions where any other metal would surrender to nature. Launched in the 60s, this vehicle is a lesson in survival based on the combination of aluminum and iron against the corrosion of history. Due to steel scarcity after the war, engineers opted for a Burma-Bright body, an aluminum and magnesium alloy that does not rust, which has allowed thousands of these units to remain operational in jungles, deserts, and mountains worldwide. The galvanized steel chassis supports a 4-cylinder gasoline or diesel engine that prioritizes torque over speed, allowing the Series 2A to advance through terrains where human feet would falter. Its 4-wheel drive system is a masterpiece of direct mechanics. There are no electric actuators or electronic driving modes, only solid levers that connect the driver to the terrain. In 2026, this Land Rover is revered for its ease of maintenance, as each component can be disassembled and repaired with basic tools in the middle of nowhere. It is the vehicle that brought civilization to the most remote places on the globe, and that, with a little grease and care, will still be there when modern cities have changed shape. Number 3. Chevrolet Bel Air 1957. If there is one car that defines the identity of a nation and the durability of its golden industry, it is the Chevrolet Bel Air from 1957. This is the icon of chrome and small block engines that set the standard for what a family car should be. Its mechanical importance lies in the introduction of the 283 cubic inch V8 small block engine, a design so efficient and robust that it served as the basis for General Motors engines for the next 5 decades. The simplicity of its overhead valve architecture and its ability to be infinitely tuned make it one of the most reliable machines ever created. The Bel Air's body, with its famous tail fins and imposing grille, was not just a matter of style, but was built with sheets of steel of a gauge that today is only found in industrial vehicles. In 2026, the Bel Air is still a common sight on the roads, not just as an exhibit piece, but as a functional car that can keep up with modern traffic thanks to the solidity of its internal components. It is the testament to an era where an excess of materials was the guarantee that the final product would never fail its owner. Number 2. Toyota Hilux First Generation. Toyota's reputation as the manufacturer of the world's toughest vehicles began with the first-generation Hilux. This is the pickup truck that television could not destroy and that armies, explorers, and workers have tested in the most extreme conditions imaginable. The secret to its legendary status is the R-Series engine, a power plant designed with such strict internal tolerances that friction is minimal, allowing a lifespan that easily exceeds 1 million kilometers. The Hilux chassis is a reinforced steel structure that can withstand loads far beyond its rated capacity without suffering structural fatigue. In 2026, the Hilux from the late 60s and early 70s is still the preferred tool in the toughest environments on the planet, from high-altitude mines to the African plains. Its leaf spring suspension system and its 4-speed manual transmission are examples of engineering that does not seek comfort but invulnerability. It is a machine that refuses to give up, demonstrating that when distractions are eliminated and design is focused on pure utility, the result is a tool that survives generations. Number 1. Ford Model A. At the top of the mechanical longevity pyramid is the Ford Model A. It is the foundation of automotive culture that is still running 100 years after it was conceived. While the Model T put the world on wheels, the Model A was the one that perfected the formula for everyday reliability. Its 4-cylinder, 3,300 cubic centimeter engine is the definition of absolute simplicity. It can run on almost any flammable fuel, and its design is so logical that a child could understand how it works. With a top speed of 100 kilometers per hour, the Model A is not a slow relic, but a vehicle capable of traveling on current roads. Its riveted steel chassis and wire-spoke wheels are extremely resistant to impacts and the passage of time. In 2026, there are more Ford Model A's in operation than many modern brands produce in a year, thanks to a global community that has kept these examples alive and the availability of new parts manufactured to original specifications. It is the car that survived the Great Depression, the World Wars, and the digital age, remaining the undisputed king of mechanical eternity. The Ford Model A is not just a car, it is the definitive proof that human ingenuity, when applied with honesty and solid materials, can create something that lasts forever. The history of the automobile is a chronicle of ingenuity and perseverance, where true victory is not measured in horsepower or cutting-edge technology, but in the ability to remain useful through the centuries. These machines that we have traveled represent the pinnacle of a mindset that valued permanence over rapid consumption. In a constantly changing world, these vehicles stand as beacons of stability, reminding us that mechanical excellence is the safest bridge to the future. In the end, what survives is not the most complex, but the most authentic and best built,